Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for the week beginning Sunday, the 17th of December, 2023, ending Friday, the 22nd, which is effectively Christmas weekend. Let's talk about what's going on the rest of the year first. So Sunday, Sunday's obviously just Forex opening, and we don't really do much of that anymore. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, hopefully some action. Maybe not Monday because it's the first day since a triple expiration. We just had triple expiration on Friday. So we're all in on the March contracts for stocks and options, or futures and options moving forward. So hopefully Tuesday and Wednesday would be the better choices for the week. And then I hate to say it, but we're probably winding down for the year. Thursday, people start to head out. Friday, they definitely be heading out. Sunday next week is Christmas Eve. Monday we're closed for Christmas Day. And then we have the slowest, lightest volume week of the year. None of the professionals are really around. They're mostly gone after triple expiration, which we just had. But it's a good calendar because New Year's Day is also a Monday, so we get to get started in January immediately on Tuesday, New Year, without having like a weird New Year's is on Thursday, and then you have the second you're open on Friday, and then you got to go back. So we get to just get started for the year properly, and that's really a good sign. But other than that, this is probably about it. Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, unless there's some major news in the world, we'll see what we get. Here's a look at the dollar index. Dollar's been retreating. There was a big talk about the dollar hitting highs and whatever interest rates now potentially going the other way. Having said that, the range for the year is not that big, and we're dead in the middle of the range. So not too much excitement. Here's the euro dollar futures. So again, the inverse of the dollar, usually about approximately in its mid range. The pound dollar, on the other hand, has come back quite a bit, heading near the highs of the year. Here's the daily chart of the ES front month futures contract, daily chart of the broad market in futures form. All-time highs. We're up there, and like I said, nobody's probably selling much and locking in tax gains the way the U.S. economy works. Other countries do it different, but here, if you're up and you don't sell in December, you don't have to pay taxes for a year and a half. So, you usually rally at this point. Here's the S&P, which looks even stronger than the futures. So we're not. It would be hard to imagine a big sell-off between now and the end of the year. What happens in January? Different story. Because at the end of the day, if you look at the S&P, where it started at 38.50 for the year, and we're at 47.19. I mean, we're up almost 1,000 points on the. I mean, that's 30% for the year. So probably gonna be some selling in January, but we'll see what happens in terms of Bitcoin. Also rallied because interest rates are heading down. Bitcoin's at 42,000 and almost 300. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, also rallied quite a bit. Remember, this thing got beat up a lot, and now it's rallied quite a bit, heading into whatever. The VIX, this is the horrible part. This is why we're not getting any action in the market. It's the volatility index, obviously. Down at 12.28 is not good. I mean, just not a good number. Nothing you want to see. It usually dips at the end of the year, but this is really low. Like, we haven't been here for a long time, and that's why the intraday action is just so sucky. Sucky, that's a professional term in the markets. The advanced decline ratio has been back and forth this week. There was a very strong day on Wednesday. Thursday was okay, but then Friday pretty negative. The trend closes at 1.67 on the options expiration, but the 10-day moving average is at 0.96. That's not going to drop anytime soon, probably, so we don't have to worry about a sell signal there. And then here's the week in 10-minute candles on the ES. And, like I said, it's mostly just a drift. Then you had the Fed announcement, and then you popped. There's not much to discuss, really, to be honest. It's just, actually, what's weird about this chart, let me fix this. You can see why it's not doing this properly. This is not showing Friday's data for some reason. Interesting. And same thing with the NQs. But Friday was dead flat, as you saw on the other chart. So, really, you start the week, you drift up, you get the Fed, you pop. That's your options unravel is really what that is. And then Thursday, not very exciting, small gap up, filled the gap, closed about even. Friday, dead flat. So up for the week, but nothing super exciting beyond that. Let's look at some of the major charts we like to follow. Got the Apple So Apple daily chart's going to have has a 13 sell signal here now. Oh, not quite, but if it will if it gets a new high. So we're right up there. It also has a sell signal in the weekly. Don't forget about that. That's a big deal for Apple to have that. Amazon closing near highs. Again, most of these stocks probably not going to sell off going into the end of the year. Nobody wants to sell and take in gains. Meta near the highs, close enough. Google, more off the highs, but it's had a good year as well. Goldman Sachs finally pops, breaks out. Netflix, this is a very nice pattern. I mean, what a great pattern this is. This could be a trade still. One of the few things I'm looking at for the rest of the year. Tesla, mid-range for the year, nothing super exciting. Nvidia near the highs. Zoom has rallied. This thing was beaten up quite a bit. It's rallied back, and First Solar also bounced off the lows. In terms of economic data coming out this week here in the U.S., and globally, if it was important, we got the Bank of Japan. There's a U.S. Housing Market Index number at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday. Bank of Japan has their rate announcement Monday night. And then you got the CPI numbers, all the inflation numbers out of Canada on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Housing starts and building permits here in the U.S. That's it, really. Then on Wednesday, you got all the inflation numbers out of the U.K., which is early morning here in the U.S., obviously, and then consumer confidence, existing home sales, crude oil inventories here. Thursday, not much globally, and then we've got our final look at GDP for the third quarter, which is not a big deal usually. It looks like it's going to be about 5.2%. The initial and continuing jobless claims numbers for the week. GDP price index, Philly Fed manufacturing index, that's at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. CB leading index at 10, natty gas at 10:30. Nobody's really going to care about that one this time, I don't think. And then on Friday, and again, not much out globally at all this week, but then on Friday we've got core PCE price index, durable goods, personal income, and spending. That's all at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Revised University of Michigan sentiment to wrap up the year, and new home sales at 10. So that is the week. That's what we have to look forward to. And again, like I said, people start to leave late Wednesday, definitely Thursday, and for sure Friday is going to be a waste of time. So, and then after that, we'll have a market preview for the next weekend for the 4-day week, but it is always the lowest volume week of the year. There's no exceptions to that rule, so don't expect any excitement there. And obviously with the VIX where it is, yeah, we're not seeing it. It's amazing because there's so much going on in the world, and it doesn't feel like the markets care. We're just heading to highs again because nobody wants to sell at the back end of the year because it's been an up year, and there's nothing wrong with that, I guess, but strange. Charts as usual brought to you by NinjaTrader. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. We had some great trades this week and just kind of limited it, and it worked. So have a great trading week.